All right. Hopefully y'all hitting the refresh button and all that shit. You guys are jumping on with us. Oh, geez. At the buzzer. At the buzzer. Are you alive there, Jesse? I guess he is. Maybe he just muted himself for a reason.
Just fucking hope so we don't gotta hear his fucking wretched voice.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. We are the Keyboard Warriors, presented by RipTheWarriors.com. My name's Eddie. That's Fred Kirby. That's Jesse Rovacava on the mute button. Shout out to everyone joining in. Everyone showed up early. My bad. My laptop, for some reason, said it was going to update itself in the middle. Oh, there it is. There, he's gone now. It updated itself right before the show went live. So I was like, hurry the fuck up. And I found a way to pause it. So it's going to sort of pause it. But anyway, shout out to everyone in the chat. Liam's here. MMA God. Sean, what's up, dude? Who else we got? Yeah, everyone's here hanging out. All right. Kicking right off, obviously we had an event this last weekend, UFC Vegas 3 or whatever they're calling it, Apex. Dude, the hashtags they're doing is like UFC Vegas 3, so whatever, we'll go with that. First thing I want to talk about, Robert Drysdale, right? Jiu-jitsu black belt, MMA coach, former MMA fighter. Honestly, he's an all-around good guy. Disclaimer, I met the dude. I took one of his seminars here in Phoenix. Awesome dude. A little bit of a controversy with him in Max. I don't know how to say his last name, but Max this last weekend. Everyone knows the story. If you don't know, Drysdale's in the corner. His fighter says, "Hey, call it." He didn't have anything. Now, I didn't see the fight live. I had to watch the replay. First round he held okay. I thought maybe he's just going after it way too much, like trying to get the finish real quick. In the second round, he got pieced up. Third round, he didn't want no more. Right. So now everyone's coming up to Drysdale on this shit, calling him a bad coach. He should be banned. A bunch of, trying to cancel the guy like everybody does, tries to do these days. Fred, here's my question. Is it wrong for a coach to try and push their fighter to stay in the fight when they seem to want to quit? Like, was it a bad look for him?
Man, this is such a hard topic. I almost feel like it's inappropriate of us to judge. Because we don't fucking know, man.
Right.
We don't know what he sees in the gym. We don't know what they talk about in the back room. And I'm not saying that all that matters. Listen, what we saw was a man defeated on the stool. So we can all agree that when he's going, "No, I don't got it," and Robert Drysdale's going, "Yes, you are. You're a fucking champion," to which he says, "No, I'm not. Fucking call it. I've had enough. Throw that goddamn towel in. I'm fucking done." I mean, I think we can all agree that, like, yeah, it seemed like fucking Drysdale was pushing a little hard. I mean, homeboy, listen, it ain't on us to debate whether he took a beating enough to quit. The cute cocksucker said he wanted out. He's a grown man. Let him fucking go. That being said, I do kind of understand where, again, we're not training with this fucking kid every day. Maybe Robert Drysdale sees something in him in the gym. Maybe he tends to quit on himself in the gym. And then after a moment, they give him the fucking energy that he needs to get through. And I just don't know. On the surface, yeah, it looks fucked. I mean, you got a guy sitting there saying, "I want out," and his coach going, "No, you don't. Get back in there." I mean, yeah, it don't fucking look good on Robert Drysdale. But I am trying to reserve a little bit of judgment just because I don't really know the whole fucking story.
Jesse, you there?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, surprisingly I agree with Fred. I mean, it just feels like the explanation that Drysdale did on, I think it was the Noses show. I think that's what I saw him talking about it. It's what a coach is supposed to do, right? Like, you're supposed to look out for your fighter, and if you feel like your fighter hasn't given it, his all, and you feel like you could maybe motivate him. But yeah, like Fred said, I mean, after the dude just was totally dejected, didn't want to get up out of the stool, I mean, you just got to call it, man. At that point, I mean, obviously the kid just, was mentally broken at that point, and maybe, going back to the gym and figuring out what happened. But at that point, man, you might as well have just called it. But I mean, you could see it both ways. You could see it as Drysdale trying to help his fighter, or you could see it as, just him not caring enough and just trying to force this kid to fight.
Right. And okay, so here's where I come from. And again, with the disclaimer that I actually like Robert Drysdale as a person and as a coach, especially as a jiu-jitsu coach, right? When you're in there, dude, like, getting, you did decent in the first round. You got pieced up in the second. Like, you might doubt yourself a little bit. I think a coach will look at their fighter, just like Fred was saying. We don't know what this guy looks like in the gym, whether or not Drysdale knows he could push harder and further and do well in a third round, like comeback. Maybe Drysdale was just like, hey, no. We've done this before. Like, we've been through this before. Let's do this shit. Let's get back in there, give it a shot, right? And the kid kept saying, "No, call it." And at the very end, if you listen to the audio, if you watch it and you listen to the audio, you see the subtitles under it. Drysdale does tell the ref, "We're calling it. He's done." Right? Not those exact words, but he calls it. Right? Mind you, the ref did the right thing to go talk to the fighter himself and say, "Hey, you good?" And he's like, "No, I'm good. I'm done. Call it." Right? That's what the ref's supposed to do. So I don't agree with all the flack that Drysdale's getting, really.
Now, also, did you guys see the video that just surfaced of the kid talking yin yang about the dude? I don't know how to pronounce his last name.
Max, whatever his last name, yeah.
Yeah, a video just surfaced just like minutes before he went live. I seen a video on Twitter, which was him before his UFC debut. Kind of okay, and I seen Kairos was a proponent. He was running. He was like, "Listen, I'm ready for a top 10 guy." I'm paraphrasing, but basically he was saying, "I ain't trying to fight no more chumps. Don't be bullshitting with me. I'm trying to come." He was talking a lot of shit. Yeah. Now, does that mean that he deserves to get his fucking brains beat in? Does it change the situation? Not really, but it was a little. What's the word I'm looking for? Fucking hypocritical or something. You was talking a lot of shit. To come in and not make it past your first fucking fight, my guy. And so, again, if in the gym, this guy's tapping everybody and he's talking this big shit, I'm going to be a champ. I'm going to destroy guys. Guys like Connor say this, and look what they go on to do. Maybe, Drysdale just thought that this guy had another gear. Hell, maybe he thought he had another gear. A lot of us think that we about some shit. And then when somebody punches you in your fucking nose real hard, you're like, you know what? I think I will play the guitar.
I'm telling you, man. So Max Roskopf, I guess that's how you say his last name, but it's Max. He's been doing interviews in a few spots now, and he talked about. So there's a quote from, I think it's an MMA fighting interview. He says, "Quote: I've done this my whole life. I've self-boycotted myself." Whatever the fuck that means. Even when I was wrestling in high school, I was the best in the state. Ended up getting there because I self-boycotted myself. I was one of the best guys in the country in college. Was never an All-American when it counted because I was telling myself that for whatever reason I don't deserve it. That's exactly what I did in my fight with Austin. Shit got hard, and I looked at my coach and I said I don't want to be here anymore. Not because I didn't want to be there, but because I didn't think I deserved to be there. Okay. He continues, I think what my manager did was 100% spot on. He's been in the sport long enough to know when someone has the ability and the talent to do it. I've been around guys who have won world titles in multiple sports, kickboxing, boxing, jiu-jitsu, wrestling, MMA, and everyone around me that's watched me train knows that I have the skills and the ability to do it. I just didn't show it on Saturdays. No one's fault that I was in that situation except for mine. No one should be getting flack for that. Everybody's been going out, end quote. And everyone's been going after Drysdale for it. The kid just said it himself. I quit all the time.
Well, and to be fair, that's a good fucking point. Listen, you don't find out what your heart is about in the training room. You can test it a little bit, but you don't really know what's inside your soul until you're in that fucking cage and somebody's trying to beat your fucking brains out with everything they got. It's never really that in training unless you were fucking training in shoot the box in fucking 1998. Yeah. They just don't get down like that. So, bro, you probably do got all the skills and all the tools, and your coaches probably know that. But until you get right in that moment, they're all probably doing a lot of learning. Drysdale's probably learning something about a student, and quite frankly, his student is probably learning something about himself. You know what I mean? Like, you don't really know how deep you're going to dig until you're in that situation. So, fucking is what it is. Now, again, let me just wrap up by saying before everybody gets their panties wet, no matter what you see in the gym, again, when you're in the moment, when somebody's on that stool, I hate to always fucking agree with DW, but I low-key do. It's like when Dana White says, if a motherfucker says they want to retire, then they should retire. Bro, if you on that chair and you say, I don't want to go back out there, guess what? You don't need to. If you don't think that you're about to go out there and win this fight. If you think I'm about to go get fucked up, don't send me out, because you're going to get fucked up. Like, even if you're the guys or girls that have come back and won those crazy fights, they knew they could. They were still planning on it. They weren't defeated on the stool. If you're done on the stool, we ain't doing you no favors by sending you back out there to get fucked up, which you're basically telling us is going to happen. So at that point, yes, Drysdale's wrong. And to your point, Eddie, he didn't make him go back out there. They had the conversation, and then he stopped the fucking fight. So quite frankly, everybody can shut the fuck up. Goddamn, he thought about it, and then he decided against it, and he did stop the fight. So what the fuck, really?
Yeah. I mean, at end of the day, I mean, I don't know. It's just, it's a weird, the whole thing, situation is kind of fucked up, but a lot of people aren't looking into it deep enough. And also, I think a lot of people that are trying to cancel the motherfucker, like, don't understand what it's like to be in that position. You know what I mean? Like, I just, you know, and I'm not going to be one of those in this situation going like, well, if you haven't thrown a punch, you don't know. No, you're human. You could common sense, it'll tell you, right? But haven't been in there already, I can tell you right now, like, a coach's job is to push you. You know what I'm saying? Now, I'm not saying, and like Fred said, he didn't send him out. He called it just like the fighter called at the end. Ended that way. What's up, Jesse?
No, and then the other thing is, you got to understand that Drysdale's been in there. He's undefeated in fights as well. So he knows very well what probably was going through Max's head. And, you know, like you're saying, Eddie, when you're in that moment, you know, a lot of things go through your head, especially when you're taking a beating, right? For 2 rounds, you lose that confidence. You're not feeling like you're going to win this fight. And your coach, if he knows you, he's seen what you can do and how good you can perform, you know, a good coach can probably talk you back, you know, like a Jackson, right? Think of waterfalls or whatever the hell he says to his corner, right? Like, calm and center his fighter and get him back out there. You know, maybe Drysdale's not the best coach in that sense of, you know, motivating his fighter to get back out there and stuff. But also, like, you know, those are the moments where, you know, maybe Max was internally thinking that during the fight and externally said it in the corner, and was hoping that, you know, like, sometimes you think about something, you know, you think about it in your head and you say it out loud, and then you're like, wow, that sounds stupid or something. You know, sometimes you just got to talk things through. But again, like you said, he either way, the right choice was made, right? They didn't send him back out there. He didn't take a 3rd round beating. He didn't get stopped, you know, so who knows, man? Who knows where this kid goes after this, but it's probably not going to be somewhere good.
Changing the fucking subject a little bit. You got a good point about old Greg Jackson and those waterfalls. We need to send him out to all those fucking premature ejaculators. Right before you boys are about to blow, we just need old fucking Greg Jackson. Think of waterfalls, pretty little flowers. Shut the fuck up, Greg. I'm getting the piss beat out of me.
All right. What's up, guys? It says, I agree with the coach trying to motivate him, but after a few times, he should have called it and not let the commission call it. Again, he did call it, and the fighter called it. And the ref did the right thing by going to the fighter and like, are you done? And he was like, yeah, I'm done. End of the day, that's what happened. Who's your loser of the weekend? How's it not Robert Drysdale? You're right. He's taking a brunt of a lot of shit. Whether or not you agree that he was wrong or wasn't wrong, he lost either way.
Yeah, he's definitely the loser of the weekend.
Yeah, there's no way he's not. Liam says, I was pure anti-coach last night. Now I read the fighter's interview. I changed my mind. He's a serial quitter and he knows it. Exactly. Like, reading his you know, the little excerpt from the article, it was just like, I quit all the time. I just quit all the time. Basically, what it sounded like to me.
To be fair, I don't want to spend the whole show talking about it, but to be fair, Drysdale probably should have known that too then. And when he said I quit, should have been like, all right, I fucking knew it. you do be doing this, don't you?
I mean, Drysdale's had this kid living in his house and shit, trying to get him ready for MMA and all that. So I mean, it's the whole situation is kind of fucked. And it's probably too early for him to be in the UFC, to be honest with you. Probably should have been in LFA or wherever else for a while.
True.
But again, don't you think that that's why Drysdale was pushing him to kind of just go back out there? Sure. Like, you know, if he does this every single time in the gym, what, Eddie, you would know this, right? What you do in your training is what you do in the live situation, right? So if you go half-assed in the gym, you're not gonna, like, most of the guys out there aren't gonna go, you know, full hog out there and perform as they should. They're gonna do what they're doing in training. So maybe Drysdale's like, okay, we got to get over this stupid hump again. Like, damn it, like this is what we do in between rounds every time we're sparring in the gym. Like, come on, man.
Hey, listen. After seeing that video that he put on Twitter, Robert Drysdale's probably like, "Hey, man, you're gonna make me look like a dick. You talked a lot of yin yang to come out here and quit on the stool, my guy. You're wearing my fucking flag out there. Get the fuck. What the fuck you mean you had no mas? No mas, my ass. This ain't boxing."
Oh shit! All right. Otis says, "Who's your winner of the weekend? How is it not Justin James for that explosive debut?" Didn't see the fight. Did you see it, Fred?
I did not. Preliminary, right?
It's preliminary. Yeah, I had fucking full day that day, so I didn't get to watch it.
I did too.
I remember he did finish the fight pretty goddamn quick. If you look at the stats, let me see if I can find it. Yeah, first round TKO in 41 seconds. That's right, the Frank Camacho knockout. I did see it. All right, yeah, no, it's impressive.
Frank the Tank Camacho. Yeah.
Okay, I did see it. That was an impressive finish for sure.
I'm the guy too that also every time there's an impressive finish, I always look at who the finish was imposed on. That's important to me. Like, again,
right.
God rest his soul. The last thing I want to do is shit talk Kimbo Slice, because actually I think he was a real cool dude and he did what he had to do. But he's a good example of, like, if there's mismatches in fights, anybody can look good. Kimbo was beating the fuck out of those dudes he was fighting. The moment he started fighting guys that knew how to fight, it was a completely different scenario. So, who you do it to is very important. Frank the Tank Camacho is a very good competitor. So having that quick of a knockout, that's legit. That's legit.
100%. God says, talking about Max, he was 5-0, and he was 5-0 in this day and age. That ain't shit. That's a tough level fighter. Yeah, dude, this isn't like, you can't be like, I don't know, whoever back in the day in the early 90s where you could be 1-0 and they take you on. Or do you want to fight? Fuck it, you never fought before. Just get in here, see what's up. There's not that kind of shit in the UFC anymore. Dude needs more experience outside of the UFC, LFA or something, while he polishes striking and defense. In his mind, clearly constant quitting. He's got sports psychologist, whatever he's got to do, but you're not ready for the UFC or at least for the big time if you're not mentally ready.
And you know what? I don't even know if this was on your record or on your Super Shit to talk about, but Dana White made a comment recently where he said, fighting or being in the UFC or MMA is not a career.
Right.
You know what, boys? I kind of agree with him.
I'm starting to.
Guess what, homeboy? You might not be cut out for this. You might be there's a lot of guys out there that are real fucking good when they're doing the beating. Quite frankly, I'm one of them. If we're in a fight and I'm doing good, I'm gonna beat your fucking ass. But I don't really want to test the other side of it. Hence me not being a fucking professional fighter. A lot of guys are talented, but when it comes right down to it, they can't really take, you might just not be cut out for this, bro. If you keep finding yourself quitting, maybe you ain't cut out for it. I'm not trying to be a fucking dick, but I would have loved to be a fucking Cincinnati Bengal when I was a kid. That fucking dream passed me by. It is what it fucking is. Sorry.
Right. Brandon says, yes, Fred, I like Kairos too, but Drysdale's boy better pump those brakes after saying no mas. Confidence is one thing, but to call out top 10 talent because we still don't know what he's capable of. Yeah, he kind of fucked himself on that too. So yeah,
again, not necessarily prudent to that particular situation, but it doesn't look good in hindsight. That's for fucking. If you was talking all this shit, man, maybe your coach thought you had a little more than you had.
Right. All right, have a good one, Head Kick. Appreciate you jumping in. Liam says we can all walk along a 2x4, but if that 2x4 is 20 feet in the air, not so easy. Guys who would do 20 foot up in the air are the only folk I want to see fight. There you go.
It's true. It is what it is.
All right. Looking forward to the Chad Skelly takes. What the fuck is that about? What happened? What happened to Chad Skelly?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not. I missed a little bit. I seen the main card, but I missed a lot of the prelims with this shit too.
No, but Chad Skelly, he was even in the fucking Colorado Commission changes Chad Skelly's 2018 loss to Bobby Moffitt to no contest. What the fuck happened with that? Like something happened? You guys know?
I got no idea.
That's a weird one. All right, let me see. I'll look it up while we keep going in a second. Curtis Blades had 14 takedowns and didn't get a finish. Talk about a lay in prayer. Okay, well, fuck it. Let's just jump to that. We got a couple more things we could have hit, but we'll talk about Josh Emmett in a minute. Curtis Blades gets 14 takedowns out of like 25 shots or whatever, which is still pretty goddamn good and good for Volkov for stopping a few of them. But Dana White not happy. Now, I didn't know because I don't watch a lot of. I mean, these days there's no real build up, so there's really nothing to watch or listen to, and I really don't care to look up something what Curtis Blades said. But Dana White saying that he was talking mad shit the entire week leading up to the fight, and then he performed like that. Dana White says Curtis Blades' attitude is not the right, doesn't have the right attitude or whatever. What say you, Fred?
Man, I might as well just go ahead and get a Dana White shirt, Jack. Just come on and be his fucking cheerleader. I fucking agree. I agree, man. I mean, look, the fight sucked. All right. And I might be exaggerating a little bit if I wanted to be completely fucking honest here. Maybe it wasn't the worst fight I've ever seen, but boy, it sure wasn't the best either. He gassed out horribly in the last couple rounds. Volkov, clearly, they don't wrestle in fucking Russia or Poland or wherever the fuck he's from. He couldn't stop the takedown at all. Curtis Blades has got 2 L's to Francis Ngannou, who's still in front of him. This meant fuck all to me. And quite frankly, for it to be the main event, for this to be the fight that we all tuned into, yeah, man, it was kind of slow and boring. I mean, I hate to be the one to come in and call the lay and pray shit, but goddamn, man, you got to call a spade a spade. This was a pretty boring fight. Congratulations on your win. But if, similar to old boy before, if you're going to be talking shit leading up to the fight, I want a title shot, I'm doing this, I'm doing that, bro, you got to go out and stomp him. You got to take it, man. And that performance was not fucking taking a time. Yeah, here's your W. Now fuck off. We'll give you another tough guy, but that didn't get you a title shot, bro, or any fucking new fans.
Right. And Jesse, I know, Curtis Blades has lost twice, both times to Francis Ngannou, right? Am I right on that? Yeah. So,
yeah.
I don't know what he was expecting, a title shot over that guy. Like, really?
I mean, Fred's right. I mean, it becomes a situation where Curtis Blades had a lot of potential in the beginning, and he's kind of wasting it away, right? Like, what is he doing? Like, he should be finishing this fight. And, for all his talk about his wrestling and how it's the best in the division and nobody's going to be able to stop his takedowns and all this stuff, I mean, it should have been a smashing, and yet it was pitter patter at the end, and it looked like even what's his name, Volkov, right? Volkov,
yeah.
Might have, if he could put a little bit more combos together in that last round, he might have even finished Curtis, because it looked like he hurt him a couple times in that last round. So, I mean, it's pretty disappointing. To me, it's disappointing in the fact that, yeah, go ahead.
Sorry, check this out, Jesse. Add this to your point. Curtis was also talking that shit about fighter pay, so Dana's politicking him. That kind of makes sense now.
Yeah, but I mean, you don't want to be John Fitch in the UFC, right? Because we know what happens with those type of guys. Like, you can win a couple fights. Yeah, and then the one time you lose, that's it. You're done. They're not going to renegotiate with you, or they're going to lowball you, and then you're out of the UFC. So I mean, he's got to fix his game plan, and he's got to fix that ground and pound. I mean, he should have been able to finish that fight. And then the fact, like I said, that he was getting caught in the last round, there was a couple times that I thought, well, here he's going to get KO'd and, or TKO'd and stop here at the end, and that's going to suck for him. But I mean, luckily it didn't happen.
Right. All right. Hey, God says, what happened to that Curtis that murdered Overeem? That's how you ground and pound. Yeah, I think, I don't know, Curtis changed camps, and I don't know what else happened to him. Yeah, he gassed during doing an interview. Interview could have tapped him out. Right. Alistair is a demon in human form. Maybe Curtis is a witcher, so he doesn't gain power when fighting humans. I have no idea what that means. I'm sorry. Curtis should fight Black Beast next. Why not? Shit. President in line first anyway. Curtis don't want that smoke again. No, he does not. There we go. Doesn't happen very often, but this is MDP. Doesn't happen very often, but I disagree with Fred here. This was a great performance by Blades. He dominated the grappling and the stand-up. It's heavyweight. They're going to have shit cardio. Sure.
Yeah, I know. Some people like Curtis Blades. I've given him shit for a long time now. So when he has a bad performance, I can't wait to get out and fucking call him a fucking shitbird. So I'll be honest, I'm a little biased. I don't like the prick.
No, but you know what, Fred? I think the hype that I think we all saw the potential of Curtis Blades for when he first got into the UFC and his wrestling pedigree, and again that Overeem performance was pretty amazing, and yet he comes into this fight and he underperformed. Like there's no if or buts about it. Like he underperformed.
To be fair, that is the problem with Curtis Blades, and that's a good point. If every time Curtis Blades got you on the ground, he overreamed you, I'd be on his dick. But the truth is, the reality is, the Overeem performance was the anomaly. That who else has he ground and pounded to that degree? I know his ground and pound has looked good with some guys, but he ain't never opened nobody else up. He ain't never smashed nobody. You know why people fucking was afraid of Fedor's ground and pound? Because he did it to every goddamn body. He did it to Nogueira. He did it to Krokop. If he got you on the ground, he was coming with both of them things fucking fast and hot. Period. What the fuck? Fuck John Jones. Can we imagine a world in which John Jones lays on you for 5 rounds?
Nah.
I mean, if he gets you on the ground, he's gonna fuck you up. You might get away for a minute or two, but like John, like you know what I'm saying? Curtis, it was a weird performance, man. If your calling card is going to be that when I get you on the ground, my nickname is Razor Blades. I got this great wrestling. I'm going to destroy you. Bro, you had 25 minutes and you could, I mean, what the fuck? Is Volkov's BJJ that high level? Is it,
Right.
Clearly his wrestling ain't that good. So what happened there? Clearly your ground and pound's not that fucking dangerous.
No, not at all.
Plus the fact, oh, sorry, Eddie, but plus the fact that again, if wrestling's your bag, how many of those high level wrestlers do you see implement the wrestling and get tired by the 5th round? Not a lot of them, right? Because they know how to use their energy, how to expend their energy, and how to really dominate in those areas and recover. And Curtis Blades completely, looked like trash in that last round. I'm sorry, I don't know, Fred. Maybe you could say that he didn't look like trash, but to me, he looked completely different from the first few rounds. He looked like he was going to get finished if he had another couple minutes in that round, or you had another round. I know I'm doing the if we had another round, if we had championship rounds, whatever. But you know what I'm saying? It's like he should have been dominant through the whole fight, and right now we should be talking about how good he looked and how dominant he was. Instead, we're talking about this crappy performance that he had.
Yeah. No, I hear you.
Yeah, listen, let's put a fucking cherry on this one. Volkov, you're on your way to Bellator as soon as they open up shop. Fucking Curtis Blades, get your fucking shit together, or you ain't getting that goddamn title shot you so fucking desperately desire. That's the fucking end of that.
Oh boy. All right. Brando says, who wants to bet me Tisha Torres got to pick all the shows she and Rocky, Netflix, and Scissor to all weekend? I bet she did. The Chad Skelly thing, right? So Chad Skelly had a fight in 2018 against Bobby Moffett, where I forgot what submission he was put in, but he didn't tap, he didn't go out, and the ref stopped the fight. So he just appealed it and won the appeal in Colorado. And the reason why, Liam brought it up, because that doesn't fucking happen. I mean, the ref said he tapped, he didn't, so commission overturned. Just weird because it's so rare. I don't remember it. I don't remember this kind of appeal ever coming, actually going through.
Good point. Me either. To be fair, I don't remember the fight. I do remember the fight. The name rings a bell, but I don't remember the particular submission, so I couldn't call it. But he has a good point. They very, very, very rarely, if ever, get overturned. So,
right.
Good point. I don't know why.
Right. Okay, let's see what else we got. Excuse me. I reckon Bellator. Coker loves it when you ex-UFC. You guys praise him for good pay.
I mean, yeah, but of course, listen, that's like when your fucking girlfriend breaks up with you. She always says you got a small hog to her new boyfriend. She has to, you know what I mean? Right. Bellator's the new boyfriend. They're going to tell them.
That might be the most perfect way that's ever been put.
Yeah,
to where everyone understands it.
We all know you love the UFC more, motherfucker. We all know you want to be back if you could. Stop playing.
Yeah, seriously. Sean says, I'm with Fred on this one. Blades is a shitbird. All right. So should Fred's username be please get Blades in MMA? I've smoked too much tonight, haven't I? Yeah.
I mean, listen, I don't like the guy.
Yeah. God says even DC started using hands. You got to be able to mix it up. Blades is a massive heavyweight too, and DC just came out and said, that his next fight against Steve is gonna be wrestling. He's like, sorry, he ain't gonna be stand up.
That's another reason, I guess, why, like, all bullshit aside, why I just can't get too excited for Curtis Blades. I bet my firstborn child that Curtis Blades ain't beating DC. DC could have coronavirus, fucking the HIV, cancer, and one nut, and he's still smashing Curtis Blades. Like, I feel like Curtis Blades wouldn't be able to do fuck all to DC or Stipe for that matter. He done tried twice with Francis. I mean, what the fuck, man?
Oh shit!
You know what, Fred?
Both she said both Volkov and Blades look lackluster. What's up, Jesse?
I'm just saying, you'd be surprised, Fred. You'd be surprised.
This guy. All right, moving on. Let's go. Turning gears back a little bit to the co-main event of the evening. Josh Emmett gets the decision win over this fella's name escapes me already.
Shane Burgos.
Real quick.
Shane Burgos. What
a difference from what we were talking about at the beginning with Max to Emmett, right? Emmett's a dude who he put out a laundry list of the injuries he got from this fight, right? Torn ACL,
MCL.
Yeah, like just the list. If you go onto, I think is his Twitter account, he put out a list of everything that he got in that fight, and he had no quit in him. Just kept fighting, man. That dude is tough as nails. What a difference between Max. Like Fred was saying, it's either you have it or you don't. Who's the one that said, if you're willing to walk on that little piece of wood 20 feet up in the air or whatever, Josh Emmett is that guy. So for me, I'm always impressed by Josh Emmett, and it's nice to see he's still doing these performances, every time he comes out. So
right. So Josh Emmett comes out, just like Jesse said, injuries and all that in the first 15 seconds, whatever the fuck it was of the fight. Torn ACL, completely torn ACL, partial MCL tear. Still, pulled off decision win. Still landed really heavy shots. He dropped Burgos a couple times. Meanwhile, Burgos was just eating punches. I'm like, if he goes through all this shit and doesn't get knocked the fuck out, that Burgos kid's got a crazy chin. To his credit, he didn't get knocked the fuck out. He got dropped a couple times. So that was good. But Josh Emmett comes out after the fight and immediately starts going in on MMA media, like saying, like, I know who all you that counted me out, picked against me, whatever the fuck. I normally don't do this shit, but I did scour MMA, a bunch of websites looking for those doubters. I didn't see any. Did any? It just weirded me out. Like, I don't know if you guys saw The Last Dance, the documentary of Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan made up a bunch of shit to piss us up, to get his chip on his shoulder to grow even bigger for certain games. I got wonder if this guy made this shit up, but regardless, Josh Emmett wins. Gonna be out for a while. What's he 35 years old?
Yeah, something like that. He's
something
older.
Like that. 35 years old. I say he don't come back. He's gonna be 36 and change. When he's finally healthy and ready to come back. Do we see him taking the next step at all, even though he won against Burgos?
Maybe. I mean, he's a beast, man. He reminds me of? He reminds me of Gray Maynard, kind of, back when Gray was on his shit.
Yeah.
Like a wrestler with really heavy hands that could just find a way to fucking put it on your chin.
Mm-hmm.
But as far as the media goes, maybe I'm just not doubted him in what way, because they didn't pick him to win the fight, or I
guess.
I don't really understand that. I guess you could maybe have a little chip on your shoulder because everybody picked against you, but I wouldn't be mad. Shane Burgos is a bad motherfucker too.
Right.
I don't really understand. Like, I'm surely they weren't like, Josh Emmett's trash. He doesn't deserve to be here. I've been out of the loop. I've been a little busy with my real life lately, but I don't really know what he would be getting at or what he's thinking about necessarily. If they were just like not really picking him to win, or maybe doubting his skills because he hadn't fought in a while, right? It'd been a while since he fought. So I don't. What the fuck is he bitching about? Like,
I don't know, dude. I almost feel like he just like not made it up, but he's kind of like, I need a little extra. Why not?
I mean, the media is allowed to doubt you, bro, or assume the other guy's going to win or something. It's not necessarily anything personal because of that. Again, maybe there's something that I'm missing here, but if he took those articles and opinions on the fight personally, that's probably not the greatest idea for him.
Right, exactly. Sean says Burgos and Emmett was such a good brawl. I picked Burgos to win, but Emmett landed so many good shots. I'm a fan of both of these warriors. Right. No, it was a really good fight, honestly. Burgos will have soon hamburgos from his brain. He ate too many shots.
He did.
Otis says, what about OG Jim Miller with a slick armbar? I was fucking pumped for that win for Jim over Roosevelt Roberts. Roberts got put in the armbar. Now, what it looked like what Roberts trying to do is slam him, right? Get out of the armbar that way. And the second that Roberts stood up with Miller on his arm, he basically tapped himself. You know what I'm saying? Because that's like all the weight, all Jim Miller had to do was extend. He tapped himself.
Hey, let me tell you something right now.
Jim Miller's slick as fuck. Yeah.
When Jim Miller tapped Charles fucking Olivier, whatever the fuck, with that fucking knee bar, I think he hit him with.
Yeah.
Hey, when he did that, I knew Jim Miller was slick on the ground.
Oh, Jim Miller's
but Charles Olivier is a fucking, a legit, he's really slick on the ground. When Jim Miller subbed him out, I was like, yo, Jim Miller is a fucking animal on the ground. And that was fucking 32 years ago. Like with jiu-jitsu, it's like playing the guitar. You just get better and better. Like as long as he's training, his skills aren't diminishing. He's just like on the ground. Jim Miller's a fucking problem. He is very, very good on the ground. So yeah, like a little surprising because of all the hype that Roosevelt, but in the way in which it came, like Jim Miller catching you in an armbar, bro, Jim Miller can catch anybody on this planet.
Yep.
Like real talk. If Habib got cute with Jim Miller,
oh shit,
Jim would take that arm up. Now I realize that Habib would probably beat him, but just understand what I'm saying to you. Jim Miller might be a little long in the tooth. His boxing might leave a little bit to be desired, but on the ground, he is extremely dangerous and very, very fucking crafty and slick. So, and this just proves it. Roosevelt is a fucking animal and a very, very good prospect, but right there's why you don't play with Jim Miller.
Exactly. No, I thought when as soon as he stood up, he should have slammed him immediately, like right away. Don't wait, and he waited way too long. He ended up having a tap verbally, from what I saw. So, yeah, that was just kind of how that went down. Brandon says, I got to watch Jim Miller here in Rio Rancho, and it was a treat. He came up short, but I still love that guy. Yeah, dude, Jim Miller is dope as fuck, honestly. I have a list of gyms that for and I got fucking, I had a lot of time on my hands one day, and I actually have a list written down of each state. If I ever visit each state, I have at least one gym to go like drop in to take a class or open mat at. Jim Miller's gym in New Jersey. I think it's New Jersey. Yeah, in New Jersey is definitely one of them. That dude's bad as he's a bad motherfucker. All right. Bilal Muhammad taking a Lyman Good. Lyman Good just lost his father about 4 weeks ago, maybe 5 weeks ago. And he was trying to come in emotional, heavy heart. You know how it is with those guys, with fighters when they come in, to fight with a heavy heart like that. Wasn't able to pull off the win. Bilal Muhammad looked impressive. But were you surprised, Jesse, that he won? You're muted, Jesse. Or did I?
Yeah, sorry.
You're right.
No. No, because like I said, I believe that Bilal Muhammad took the right losses, if that makes sense, at the beginning of his career, and that made him so much better. So it's actually kind of, I believe I picked him last week to win. So I mean, I'm just hoping that they keep progressing him this way, not push him too hard, too fast, but his progression has been so good to see, and he already has the toughness. That's one of the important things, kind of like the Josh Emmett thing. He's already tough. As long as he has the skills and he continues to get better, I think we're going to see good things out of Muhammad. So, yeah, I wasn't too surprised, but I was pretty excited that he won.
That was a dope-ass fight there. I mean, overall, I was rooting for Lyman Good. I was rooting for that dude. I was like, come on, man. But, it's just one of those things that just, you can't automatically get a W in MMA, obviously. Bilal Muhammad says he wants Ponzinibbio. Yeah, why not? Shit, he won. Fuck it.
Yeah, I don't know where the fuck Ponzinibbio's been at, so that fight works.
What's up with Emmett moving up in rankings? I know there's shit, but damn, he's right about the hate. Maybe.
Okay, that's a decent point. Point. Although, to be fair, the rankings mean fuck all, but I mean, okay, that makes a little sense. If they're not moving him up the rankings, then he's winning the right fights.
Right. Otis says Bobby Green versus Guido was fun to watch. It was a good scrap. But my thoughts on that fight was just like, all right, cool. That was a fun scrap to watch. And I'm not gonna pull the whole "what did we learn" thing, but it's like, okay, we got to see a fun scrap. It was cool, but other than that, like, it was just a nice fight. But neither one's gonna go for a title shot.
I, for one, am okay on watching Clay Guida compete at this point in the game. I mean, I hate to just kind of like make Bellator the butt of the joke constantly, but I'm so okay with Guida heading on over to Bellator at this point.
Yeah.
I like Bobby Green, and I think he's a cunt hair away from heading there too, but at least it's exciting. Throw him in there with another young lion, and if he can get a win, we'll keep him going. But if not, send his funny ass over to Bellator too.
Shit, I'm telling you. All right. He just got to have a chip on his shoulder for motivation. I'm talking about Emmett. Yeah. Seeing Bobby Green finally get a decision his way was so good to see. Fun fighter. He's a fun guy. Oh, did you guys see his post-fight interview too?
Yeah.
That was cool.
Dope. He's fun. He's cool. And
that was just cool at the end. Yeah.
And he's exciting to watch fight.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And he's a good dude. Brought his dad, or I guess his what would you call it? Your stepdad, foster dad, whatever. And, you know, basically put out a message about people coming together, that, you know, regardless of race and anything else. So, and, you know, judging people, or, you know, judging someone on the content of their character and not the look of their skin. I would recommend you go see it on YouTube. It's actually, it was a nice little heartfelt moment for sure. All right. As an OG fan, UFC fan, I love seeing these old guys still getting W's. Yeah, I was hyped when Jim Miller won. Shit. I was like, fuck yeah, Jim. That guy has Lyme disease too. The fuck?
I know.
Yeah. I watched Bobby Green interview with Bisping. Guy has this crazy Horace Bennett vibe, but calm or cool dude. Crazy Horace. Talk about a psycho. Straight up. But I agree with you. All right. Liam says, my pal is like you guys for pride. He's insanely hyped for Shogun versus Nogueira. That's one of those fights where I'm kind of like, they're still in here? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I would have been hyped for that fight 15 years ago. I hate to be that fucking dickhead, but like, I would have been hyped for that. But it's a good fight, you know, in fucking 1999. But
right. All right. Otis says, get rid of the rankings, 100%. The UFC ranking guidance notes leak this week really showed how pointless the rankings are. They're completely pointless. Ponzinibbio disappeared. Where in the world is Ponzinibbio?
I swear he did.
Hey,
what's up?
You know what? When people from the media that are actually a part of the media are not part of the rankings, you already know you have a problem. So anybody that has a complaint with the rankings, honestly, you could go to, what is it, USA Today? You could go to almost any website. They have rankings, you know. Anybody else has better rankings than the UFC rankings.
Right. The problem is the UFC uses rankings to justify fights. That's the only issue I'm saying. Yeah, I'm saying with it. But yeah, I know what you're saying. All right. So that's it for this card. We'll preview the next one here in a few minutes. But real quick, and I'm beating notice to the point here. Yoel Romero versus Uriah Hall is in the works for August 22nd. Fred, is that a dope fight?
Yeah. I ain't mad at that fight. Obviously a very winnable fight for Yoel, but a very important fight for Uriah if he can get the W. So yeah, that's actually not bad. I like that fight. Fuck it.
I don't know why. I just, other than the Adesanya fight, I think that's the only one I could think of. I like watching Romero fight. That's a fun one. He's a fun guy to watch. So other than the Izzy fight, which is just like they were just staring at each other the entire time. All right. Moving on to the next one. So UFC Cutman Don House. Turns out he wore, I don't know if you saw it, right? I didn't notice it till after a few fights. He was in there. He had this arm patch with a bunch of letters, and I couldn't for the life of me figure out what it was. So turns out that he was wearing QAnon. You know what that is?
Nope.
QAnon is like it's like anonymous, right? But just different, I guess. I'm sure someone in here. Okay, I know. I'm not trying to put him in. Not trying to like label Robert here, but I'm sure Robert knows what the fuck I'm talking about, and maybe even Liam. Actually, everyone here should know what the fuck I'm talking about. But still, so he wore these two patches. One that said there was a Q, and he wore one that said, what did it say? WWG1 WGA, which means where we go one, we go all. Now he says that he wore them because it's like a message of unity, right? Which, if you hear that phrase, sure, makes sense, right? The problem is the internet saw it and started going off on it because the FBI, I think in 2019, 2018, FBI declared that QAnon a domestic terrorist threat because of all these like conspiracies and all that shit that they're putting out. They're the ones that broke that pushed Pizzagate and all that. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So, meanwhile, this dude, House has no idea. He had no clue apparently. He just liked the message that the patch did, and he said he agreed with some of the shit, and fair enough. But it's I don't know. It's a weird fucking thing. But anyway, House is supposed to get permission to wear the patches, and he didn't get permission. He wore them anyway, and now the UFC is talking about we need to investigate. Like, what the fuck are you gonna investigate? You know what I'm saying? Like,
well, okay. Let me get something straight here. They told him, "Nah, you ain't allowed to wear them," and he wore them anyways.
No, he never asked.
Oh,
he was supposed to get permission. He never got it.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, I mean, yeah. Well, then of course the UFC going to look into it. I mean,
right.
I mean, shit. Like for better or for worse, if you were supposed to get permission and you didn't,
yeah.
Like motherfuckers really just don't be understanding red lights. Like, you gotta ask, my guy. You didn't ask. Now your ass is in trouble. We got to figure out what the fuck is doing.
The reason that made me laugh is because I remember reading a story a while. Not a story. I saw a tweet online that I didn't really care to look into, but apparently Jackson Wink had a QAnon flag at the top of their building, and then they took it down and like condemned the group. It was a weird. I remember seeing that tweet and I was like, "What the fuck are you talking about?" I don't know. That shit's weird.
I thought it was a Confederate flag.
Was it a Confederate flag?
I thought so because I know that they came out and said we took it down as soon as we knew. We never saw it, and then they were like, we they're trying to destroy the diversity of our gym. Blah 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 blah.
Oh, maybe that's what it is.
If Jackson Wink, that is in fucking Albuquerque, New Mexico, right?
Yeah.
If they had a Confederate flag flying out in goddamn it, Albuquerque, New Mexico, that's some wild shit, Jack.
Super wild.
It always drives me crazy about people flying. Look, if you're from the South, you're still an asshole if you fly that flag. I don't give a shit what you say represents. You suck my dick. You fly that flag, you can kiss my ass, you're an asshole. But if you're from the North or from the West and you're flying, it's the wildest shit I've ever heard. Like, yo, y'all started a rebellion and tried to take this bitch over. We whipped y'all's ass, and somehow or another, y'all still trying to keep that punk ass flag. Again, welcome back to another edition of Y'all Better Be Glad I'm not the king of this motherfucker. Because if I was the king, if I caught you with that fucking flag, I'd behead you.
Oh,
that fucking flag is a symbol of rebellion, and then y'all lost. Got statues of your leaders and
dude.
Hell yeah, tear them things out. The fuck, that's the losing team. Are y'all out of your mind?
That shit made me the anger over the flag is like, as far as like for example, NASCAR banning it and people hating on their the little flag and shit, and then people taking their statues. Everyone's like, they're taking the history and all this shit. And I'm like, well, you know what else that got knocked down? And now I know it's not exactly the same, but the Berlin Wall got knocked the fuck down.
Yeah,
ain't no one bitching about that history. That's in the museum where it belongs, right? Like, yeah, I mean,
it's just wild to me. It's like that weird. Was I know we're off on a tangent, but it's like that was the losing team. When I was a kid, I didn't really get it that much. Now that I'm older, I was like, yo, why do y'all still fly that flag? Because it's about the South. Yeah, and y'all lost. We're lucky we don't rename you the North.
Dude, I don't know. I laugh about all the flags, and I laugh about the statues, because I'm like, I mean, y'all go ahead and enjoy your participation trophies, but make sure y'all remember who took that L, man. Fuck.
Yeah, like what the fuck are we talking about here? Way to remember history. Take that fucking flag down. Put the fucking real one up. Y'all want to call yourselves so patriotic. Put the real fucking flag up, you douchebags.
That's what I'm saying. Otis says Vicente Luque against Randy Brown for August 1st. I'm down with that fight. 100%. Sean says the Q stuff Eddie Bravo is big on.
Well, there you go.
I've seen it on his Instagram.
That's say less. Say less. We got it.
A-anon or QAnon? I don't know. I think it means QAnon. QAnon might be some bullshit like flat Earth. I don't know, dude. I don't know nothing about all that shit. I just like when they leak shit that's not supposed to be out there and we find some shit out that's kind of crazy. I know there's a difference, but I don't know what the difference is. I don't either. Oh, a couple more fight announcements here from Otis. Rockkick versus Anthony Smith for August 29th. I'm down with that one.
I love that fight.
And I didn't know Weidman was still fighting, but he's got Akhmedov, and that's a fight he can actually win.
Love that fight too. Yeah, that's a good
Yeah.
fight for him. Weidman needs a W. I'm cool with them throwing Weidman a few softballs at this point.
Kind of hoping it's a W and he says goodbye. Like, I would love to see him go off on a W. I'm not trying to retire the motherfucker, but I also don't want to see him get knocked the fuck out by the next guy if he wins this fight.
Yeah, let's see what happens.
What happened?
Oh, I thought you had something. Anyway.
Oh, no. Sorry.
All right.
What are you fucking bird watching, Jesse? Why do I hear so many crows?
I'm working. Jesus Christ. I'm here at my office and there's birds here. Damn.
Yeah, birds.
That's why I have it muted. What's up?
There's a fucking 147 birds there.
Oh, hold on. Let me see. I'm gonna
like you're a bird keeper. Oh, here we go.
No. Look, here's my little crappy office or whatever back there. Got my crap. And then I've got birds somewhere over here.
Oh, okay. I thought you had birds as pets.
Jesus, I appreciate that you cut your camera on because you had a spoon. Your office, motherfucker. That's a fucking storage unit.
Yeah.
It is.
Hey man, you do what you gotta do.
You know what's even better, Fred?
Yeah.
Half of it is my boss's storage, and this last little 5 feet is where we keep all our crap for work. So it's a storage unit that I have to call an office.
I'm gonna tell you something right now, Trump. You're fucking up playing with these Mexicans. These Mexicans are crafty. They're ingenuitive and they work hard. You better stop playing with these Mexicans. These motherfuckers took an old storage unit. They got a whole operation running out of it. Fucking, I don't even know what y'all do. I think you make diapers or some shit. You do something important. You're doing it out of a goddamn storage unit. It's brilliant.
Put up your wall if you want to, dog. We're gonna turn that bitch into a bridge right to Phoenix. I'm telling you. Keep fucking around with Mexican people. I'm telling you, keep fucking around with us. We don't give a fuck about no wall. I mean, obviously, it's not working. So, all right, moving on before we get all political and crazy shit. Oh, okay. So QAnon, they dislike each other, but again, not sure. Just see tweets about it sometimes. Yeah, I don't know anything about that. QAnon people believe that some guys are sending messages from the future. Okay.
Eddie, I thought the people that did Pizzagate were 4chan, not QAnon.
Dude, I don't know the difference between any anymore. There's too many.
Well, 4chan, or I think it's 4chan or whatever, are the crazy idiots that have a lot of time on their hand and they do all the stupid stuff, like the whole Shia LaBeouf thing with the flag and stuff.
That was fucking gold. Oh my god, I hate Shia LaBeouf like a motherfucker. Like, I don't dislike too many celebrities, or I don't have enough energy to actually actively dislike somebody, and as far as celebrity goes, for the most part. But I avoid any Shia LaBeouf movies, and I don't give a fuck how good they are. The last one I watched was Lawless, and I'll give him credit for that one. But that shit where he got trolled hard by 4chan was fucking amazing. That was the best shit ever.
So that means you haven't seen Fury?
What's Fury?
Oh, it's a tank movie with Shia LaBeouf. It's a good movie.
He was in that because I watched that. That's with Brad Pitt.
Yep.
That's a dope ass movie. He's in that?
Yes, he's in it.
Oh fuck. Maybe I just don't watch. I just don't pay attention to him. I don't know. Anyway, fair enough. God says, what? I get messages from my future dead ex-girlfriend sometimes, but I still ignore her. On the QAnon shit. How people know that other people aren't from Texas is they fly the Confederate flag. There you go, Unbroken. But she stole some stones off of y'all with steel. What else we got? Nobody flies that flag in Texas. Is that true? I think I've seen more Texas flags, like the Texas Star flags. Like in Texas.
That is definitely not true, because if you remember, Black Beast had that story about the floods in Houston, right? It was Houston?
I think it was Houston, yeah.
Yeah, and he saved that guy that had the flag and was holding it as the big black dude saved him in his truck.
Right. Tony says the Civil War is the only war that America acts like it lost. LOL. Yeah, then they don't want to talk about Vietnam. What else we got? Jesse's up on a roof flipping pigeons. Don't fucking play. He'll do it.
Hey. I'm not supposed to talk about that. That's how I alert when the fuzz is near. Come on.
You get the shit.
When ice rolls up on you.
Yeah. Oh man. Liam says 4chan is just hardcore shit posters competing to be most outrageous. Right. And they troll real good though. Sometimes that shit makes the fucking news like it's real. Let's see what else we got. I've seen. Oh yeah. He was. Yeah, I don't know. I wasn't in either. QAnon says QAnon is a user on 4chan that supposedly has Q clearance and is leaking info about Trump and his war on pedophiles in the government and Hollywood. That's weird because all I saw anonymous that put out. Hey, all I saw was they leaked out Trump's settlements with a bunch of underage girls.
Hey, bro, I'm gonna be honest with you, man. Life is so fucked up right now. I think
Seriously.
I'm just short circuit and I can't handle it.
Right?
Like, all this shit's coming at me. The goddamn COVID and the bird flu's flying wild. I fucking can't. I'm just trying to fucking party. I want my kids to be safe. I want to do some drugs and shit and have fun and eat good food and lick some pussy and just like be all right. I don't want to hear. It's fucking chaos. Every time I flip open some shit, some horrible, heinous shit that I never thought would happen is happening. Like, let me just move to Fight Island, a couple fucking Thai whores, you know, some fucking good weed, and just fucking retire one time.
This whole fucking thing's so fucking insane. Like, y'all see that whole thing with the God, we're gonna turn this into a different kind of show real quick. Bubba Wallace, where the FBI came and said that the noose he was talking about was actually had been there for a while, but it wasn't a noose. It was to pull the garage door down. Yeah, and then people are trying to like compare him to Juicy Smollett, whatever his name is, Smollett. I'm like, that's not the same thing, y'all. They need to relax with that bullshit.
Yeah, it's definitely not the same thing at all. It's also not really the same thing that two dudes came and hung at that. If that was true, you know, listen. Here's the problem with the portion of fake news being true.
Right,
it is kind of true. You don't. Who the fuck knows what to believe ever from anybody anymore, and that's fucked. And now they got this goddamn deep fake shit. And we look at all the podcasts we've done. Surely, what are you hating ass cocksuckers? And you know what? I don't give a fuck. I don't even remember. What is the bitch ass motherfucker's name that we don't be liking? David Rodriguez? Yeah, you can suck my dick. That motherfucker will probably figure out some fucking special technology or something. Take all these words I'm saying and make a video of me talking about fucking raping broads and fucking aliens or some shit like that. Because you can do that now. You can literally just take a bunch of words and make some shit and post it online. And it looks damn near fucking perfect to like we actually did that shit. I'm so fucking jaded. I never know what to believe anymore. When a story drops, hell, even when a video drops nowadays, you got to be like, well, was it doctored? Who dropped it? Where'd that come from? It's too fucking much to worry about. I'm just fucking short circuiting on all of it. Piss on it.
Yeah, talk about shitbirds, man. There you go. All right. What else we got here? All right, let's talk about this weekend's card. So to close the show here, pulling up, obviously the big fight on the card is Dustin Poirier against Dan Hooker. But the prelims kicking off at 2 p.m. Oh, it's an early-ass fucking card. 2 p.m. Pacific time. That's 5 p.m. Eastern time. Kicking off with Kay Hansen against Jin Yu-Frey. Jin Yu-Frey missing weight, I think, at 105 a couple times. She's like 35, 36, respectfully. But, you know, so it's getting harder for her to make weight. But this is a strawweight fight. Should be easy sailing at 115. Then you got Jordan Griffin against Yusuf Zalal. Takashi Sato against Ramiz Brahima. Jesus. Philippe Lins against Tanner Bozer. This fight has been canceled. Miranda Maverick. Well, not the fight itself. What's up?
Yo, is it bad that I dislike Tekashi 6ix9ine so much that I hope Takashi Sato loses?
Okay. Do you dislike Tekashi because he's a cunt or because he snitched?
Well, both. I think they go hand in hand.
Okay.
But yeah, he has extremely low moral character, and I have a very, very, little to no respect for that man. So
I had I think where did I hear that? He dropped some new song, and it's like it's all about making people mad. It's like I'm mad, he's mad, she's mad. I'm like, okay, like what are we celebrating here? I gotta say the beat was fucking catchy for the one time I heard it, but I'm just like, all right, dude. So you're out, you're gonna be out here talking all this shit like, yeah, snitch, so what? Like, some real motherfuckers out here, right?
Yeah, it says a little bit more about today's fucking generation too.
Seriously.
Than I would like to say. What the fuck? Like the fact that dude's able to still drop music and we're all, just like, yeah, no biggie.
Yeah, no, it's fucking wild. All right. Yeah. Anyway, continuing on. Miranda Maverick is out of her fight against Mara Borella due to injury. So they're actually looking for a late replacement. I don't know if they're going to get one by weigh-ins is what, Friday? So I don't know if they're going to be able to find one. Then you got, what is this called? This guy, Violent Bob Ross?
Yeah.
Luis Pena, taking a comment worthy. solid feature prelim for sure. Yeah, Aspen Ladd got hurt. She's out against Sarah McMahon. Sean Woodson taking on Juliana Rosa. John Villante gonna get some more fucking CTE against Marius Green. He might actually win that fight though. Brendan Allen taking on Kyle Daukaus. Here's the first fight I want to talk about real quick. Mike Perry versus Mickey Gall, right? In the co-main spot. But I don't want to give a fuck about the fight. Mike Perry. Oh, let me get Jesse back in here. Mike Perry is going in there with one corner person. And the reason I say corner person is because said corner person is new girlfriend, whatever your name is, and she's going to be the only person in his corner. Now,
is that real?
That's fucking real as shit. It's amazing. It's fucking amazing.
You know,
Aren't you?
Sorry. Listen, I know I'm probably in the minority here, but I enjoy Mike Perry.
I do. Me too.
I quite enjoy him. He's fucking nuttier than squirrel shit, but I enjoy him. And also, can I just say, fuck you to Mickey Gall, because quite frankly, he's taken everything that I fucking worked for. I wanted that CM Punk fight, man. I wanted that fucking fight. I would have got that fight and threw him a beating too. And next thing you know, I would have been Mickey Gall. Mickey Gall's a fucking hack. He got the fucking win over CM Punk. This cute cocksucker has been riding the wave since he got that fucking win. Look at him now. Co-main event against Mike Perry. Mike Perry is going to beat the shit out of Mickey Gall. At least I fucking hope so. I'm probably fucking jinxing it. But for all intents and purposes, Mike Perry should beat the fuck out of Mickey Gall.
Mike Perry is a wild card, and that's why I'm a fan. I'm not trying to watch him because I think he'll ever get a chance at a title or even a title shot. That's never gonna fucking happen unless like the stars fucking align in some insane way, right? Or he just goes off on a crazy knockout tear. What I enjoy Mike Perry for is shit like this, just crazy stunts, violent ass fights. I mean, you guys remember that one fucking interview he did where he was like, "People are gonna bleed and somebody might die." I had that shit saved on my phone. That's how good that was. That's how good. I have that clip saved on my phone. I pull it out every once in a while when when I'm talking to somebody hanging out. Hey, you seen this shit? Like, that's fucking Mike Perry. That's what we love.
It's fact.
That's what we love. All right.
Damn, I thought that sentence was going to end very differently there, Eddie.
What do you think I was gonna say?
I thought you were going to be like, when I'm beating my meat and I need to finish, I pull out that video.
Oh, wow. Jesus Christ. Actually, I didn't think this conversation was going to take that left there, Jesus, but way to steer us back onto the homosexual fucking.
By the way,
hey, you're welcome.
By the way, heads up. There's pictures of Rihanna on Twitter right now, and I'm fully appreciative of them. Someone telling me they're new and they're not old. Have you seen them? In the green, I think it's a green or a purple fucking bathing suit. Have you guys seen it?
What is it? Of who?
Of Rihanna.
Oh, no. I haven't seen it. I don't think so.
Oh, okay. I'll pull those up for you because that's important in a minute for it to end the show. So we'll end it. Anyway, Aaron says, I thought she did great holding pads for him as he laughs. Mike Perry is a wild child. Perry's indeed a wild card. I read something that Mike Perry is coaching himself with this one, right? People have tried that, they failed miserably. And his girlfriend will be in his corner. Supposedly, look, he said something about what did he say? He said, like, I told her all she has to do is sit there and enjoy the fight. That's what he wants from all his coaches. I don't know.
Listen,
have you seen that?
On some real shit, that's a pretty fucking gangster move. And I'll tell you why. Look, when people complain about fighter pay, what's the first thing they say? Well, they got to pay their camp, they got to pay their trainer, they got to pay their dietitian. Guess what Mike Perry's paying? God damn it. Nobody. He ain't paying nobody a fucking nickel. He's letting his bitch come with him. Bitch, you get a front row seat. Get that ice out of my lips a little bloody. I'm about to go in here and get down. He goes anyways, Jack. Fuck it. Mike Perry's a bad motherfucker. He might need to clean up the N-word sometimes and watch his fucking mouth on that. But short of that, I fucking enjoy Mike Perry. This is pretty. I mean, listen. Has any other fighter had the stones to pull a fucking stunt like this? Go in with one corner person and it's your fucking girlfriend?
Diego Sanchez.
Oh, you beat me to it. Damn it.
Oh. That's some suspect shit, though.
You fucking Mexican. You won't give us nothing. You're right. Diego sure did. He did it first.
Oh shit.
And he was so progressive too, because he came with his boyfriend, right? Or
Hey,
whatever
you ain't
that is.
lying, Jack. Whoever he was, they were some wild boys that night.
Yeah, that shit was weird. And then the picture in the hotel room afterwards did not help the case. At all.
It got his ass whooped.
Yeah, he did. Then that motherfucker going on all the show, trying to go on all the shows, talking about like, hey, I did my job. I'm like, no, bitch, you fucked up. Anyway, all right. Yeah. Sean says Mike Perry has the best weigh-in ever when he got in the Korean dude's face and screamed, "You thought you had a friend, boy!" I remember that shit. That was so good. That was so good. Oh god. Spoiler alert. Perry's girlfriend throws in the towel. How wild would that be? How wild would that be? God says cutting out a coach so he can buy his girl some Gucci gear. I'm a fan of Mike though. That's awesome. Yeah. Perry's girlfriend throws the red pants and Mike gets erection as a fighting tactics to pump more testosterone.
I'll go get me a Mike Perry shirt.
Yeah, seriously. All right, and then the last fight, obviously in the main event, the fight we're all looking forward to. Dustin Poirier taking on Dan Hooker. Dan Hooker was talking mad shit about this Max kid, calling him basically called him soft. And then someone replied to that tweet of his with a video of him basically quitting in the middle of a fight. Like he was getting hit and he just drops to the ground and covers up. Like he
against
don't want
Barbosa.
no more. Against Barbosa, right. And as soon as that went up there, he must have seen it and deleted his original tweet immediately. So let's hope that doesn't happen in this one.
To be fair, I didn't see the fight, but from what I heard, he wasn't taking that much of a beating. The kid with the weird R name wasn't from the spread. Motherfucking Dan Hooker. I seen that fight. Barbosa was beating the absolute dog shit out of Dan Hooker. And let me just jump in right now and say, for that reason alone, I think Dan Hooker is about to get beat. Like, remember them rack of ribs old Rocky was beating on? And Rocky won.
Yeah.
I think Dustin Poirier is about to beat the fuck out of Dan Hooker. I'm sorry, but I think Dan Hooker's a talented fighter. I think a little bit of his talent comes from his training partners being so good. He trains with Izzy every day. I think a little bit of that washes off on him. I don't mean to be a sourpuss or a hater, but I think one of his best attributes is that he's tough. Because in that Barbosa fight, again, he took some fucking punishment. So I don't really think that was fair, that fan to tweet, like fair enough for him to delete his tweet. But he should have went ahead and laid down in that fight. He got the fuck beat out of him in that fight. So I see this fight. I don't know about you boys, but I see this fight going pretty much like that. I don't think we see a lot of grappling. I think Dustin's a better boxer. I think Dustin hits hard as fuck at 55. Third, fourth round TKO for Dustin for all of me. Easily.
Yeah, right. And I don't think even if it goes to the ground, Dustin can handle himself on the ground pretty well. So I don't see it. I'm not saying Hooker can't win or won't win. I'm saying Dustin Poirier is a different level motherfucker. So, all right. Talking about Mike Perry, Tony says, I hope this fight goes to a decision so we can see the girlfriend's cornering skills. If he wins that fight, she's undefeated as a coach.
And newsflash, he's gonna win that fight.
Yeah, he's gonna win that fight.
Bro, motherfuckers like to make fun of Mike Perry, and don't get me wrong, I'm not saying he's no championship caliber guy, but he's been in there with some tough dudes. Now, look, all bullshit aside, I suppose old fucking Mickey Gall could get the takedown early and often things could get interesting. He might submit him maybe. But if he cannot get that takedown early, Mike Perry will fuck Mickey Gall up on the feet. Mark my fucking words. Like, you never know much about a fight, but if Mickey Gall has to strike with Mike Perry's about to fuck Mickey Gall up, Jack.
Shit, there you go. All right. Anything else you guys want to talk about before we get out of here? No?
Nah, it's too much. We start talking about anything, we'll be here for another 15 minutes. So let's get the fuck out of here while we can.
All right. Quick last couple comments here. Diamond wins and gets in line for another shot at the title. Yeah, but he didn't show me nothing of that last one that makes it think that he can beat Habib unless Habib loses to Justin, but then we're going to get a rematch for sure. And then Unbroken says Perry's last two fights is Jeff Neal, Vicente Luque. Those two are fucking killers.
Exactly. Different caliber.
All right. Anything else you guys want to talk about before we get out of here? Nothing? We're good? All right. I'll do the rest of the little, I guess, announcements and shit. This is the picture of Rihanna that I saw online. I don't know if it's new or not. I don't care.
Holy
It's a great
Samoa.
fucking picture.
I mean,
I mean, if that's her now, God bless her.
yeah.
Anyway, all right. Shout out to everyone that tuned in tonight. MMA Gods, Unbroken, Aaron, Liam, Robert, Sean, Tony. God, we had a lot of people here today. I know Ashley was here way earlier. Tyler. Oh shit, dude, I'm losing a bunch of names. That's a Gazari, right? Yeah. Trying to find it. Oh, I know. Brando was here. Otis. Who else we have here today? I didn't see Raider here. I think maybe she has something going on tonight. Yeah, everyone that tuned in, you guys are the shit. Make sure you guys hit the follow button, the like button, retweet it if you can, share it, tell your friends about us. We really appreciate all that stuff. Make sure you follow everyone on the social medias down here. Of course, RedTheWarriors.com, SpicePros.com. All right, it's gonna do it for us. For myself, Fred Kirby, Jessica Wakaba, and everybody else associated with the Keyboard Warriors. You guys are the shit. Good night. Good night, Wilshire.